Hi everyone, my name is Olga and here we are again with my study team Akaya having discussion for higher education studies. Before moving on to the topic of our discussion, I want shortly to introduce my team members.
Hi.
We have Andrea.
Hi.
Janina.
Hello.
And Kat.
Hello.
All right, if you don't mind, then I would like to say a few introductory words before I let you guys start this conversation. The topic we chose for today's discussion is importance of joint rules for studies. And somehow I immediately started to pay attention towards rules and importance. Both of them means something very strong, mature, and responsible. And those need control and understanding. And I truly believe that my team, you guys, has very strong skills to expand this topic.
Can help to survive in different situations. Sometimes in the heat of the battle, things start getting a little bit out of hand. And if there's no rules, there's no telling how to actually behave in those situations. Even with rules, it's not always easy, as you had noticed.
I actually really like this topic because I find that even though we did agree on some rules at the beginning, throughout these studies that we've been together, we've been flexible in some because we need to adapt to each other's life because we're working and we have families and we have a life basically, and it's online and we have different time zones. So I do agree that putting or writing down ideas or concepts or rules in this manner is really important, but I think also communication is the most important thing that our team has been successful at.
Yeah. Andrea, I think you're absolutely right that rules are guidelines, and especially me, I feel quite strongly about life taking over every now and then. Seems to happen to me quite a lot nowadays.
Okay, that's very good points, Andrea. Also, I want to mention that because we are not actually studying in class, but we are studying online, and not to mention we have many different cultures that are taking part of this degree program that we are studying. So I think joint rules in that sense becomes a very important part of our whole degree program. And it's very important that we will follow some guidelines to some extent during our studies, because different cultures may have very different way of studying or way of doing things. But I think our group has done very well so far, and I'm really happy about that.
Well, we're also mostly Finns, or at least you all guys are Finns.
Don't tell anyone that.
Olga has been living in Finland for 15 years now, you said?
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actually the only non-Finnish.
Yeah. And also I agree with both Andrea and Janina, and I think we actually sat down and wrote down rules, specific rules, team rules. And I think we've managed to avoid all of those rules, basically. I feel like we've just been a bit more unstructured than we thought we would be. And it's been a learning process.
Yeah, the rules are necessary, whether we follow them or not, or whether we manage to avoid them or not, because at least then we know where to go back to. It's easier to bounce back to this original position when we have something to go to. And hey, we set those rules ourselves, so it's up to us to redefine or evolve them. We are changing all the time.
Yeah, it's true. And I agree, because sometimes we had some plans of being very communicative every day, but life happens, time zones happen. So, but I think at least we've managed to keep it positive and be very understanding with each others, that sometimes somebody is unreachable or yeah. But then again, sometimes it's good to take a break and discuss our giant rules again and try to follow them again, and the same road continues.
The joint rules keeps just take us back. You know,
Yeah.
we go a little bit away and then we remember they're there and they bring us back together to continue like studying in high standards.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
Well,
as we are learning more about each other and those rules are evolving, and we're sort of trying to still understand how each of us works and what's the best way to, you know, go about it to finish the task on time and everything. So it's been a learning process for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but as the tutors, like the student tutors told us at the beginning, it's good to have them.
Yeah.
Because in the end, it's what guide us back together. Like when we have like a disagreement, we can just rely on, we agree to this like at the beginning.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, yeah. And our rules for us, the rules that we said there have been sort of more of like guidelines more than rules.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
well, I wanted to mention the rules for communication in our team because I was the host of meeting quite many times, and I like to be well organized. And for me, it's very important because I always thought that being smart, it helps a lot in the education process, but without clear rules, it's very difficult, you know, and that's why even smart student can fail because of this. So yeah, I think that communication is very important, and first of all, people need to get to know each other and to understand the role of each member in the team, you know, to give a space to each other, and you know, because we are working like to the same goal, and that's why it's very important to have some kind of rules to each other and to the team in general.
Yeah.
That's a very
Yeah.
good point. I like that you
Exactly.
mentioned that we are all working to the same.
Exactly. It's like our little infrastructure that we established at the beginning to reach the same goals. It's nice. I like the way you put it.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if no one else has anything to add, maybe we can close this discussion, and I would like to thank you all again. So
You.
thank you
Thank you.
Yeah.
and bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.